in the air for the...
Hello guys, Turbocharged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, it's time for round number 9 here in Austria at the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix. We've got 2 upgrades fitted to the car, 1 reliability upgrade and 1 chassis upgrade. I'm very excited for this weekend, guys. Austria's always been a circuit that I really go good at. So we'll see how things go this weekend. We never know how things are going to go on this new game. So let's see what happens today here on F1 2019. Looking at the performance chart, Mercedes are still the top car, the car to beat. Ferrari are slowly but surely trying to get closer to them in second. Red Bull are third. Ourselves at Haas, Rich Energy Haas Racing are fourth. Racing Point is fifth. 6th and 7th are fought over by McLaren and Alfa Romeo. 8th and 9th by Renault and Toro Rosso. And the rear end is still brought up by Rocket Williams Racing. So guys, heading into this weekend, I was quite excited. Austria is a really quick track, and but it's also easy to make a mistake, as you guys are going to see now. But I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and I really think we've got something to show this weekend. And I think at least best of the rest is what we should achieve. So let's head to qualifying and see where we can put this car on the grid.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily, it's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
So guys, here in the pit box ready for qualifying. Just a reminder guys to follow me on all my social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And guys, remember Facebook is very shortly going to be transformed into a viewing platform, no longer one of my social medias. So please stay posted on that. I'll let you guys know when I decide to do that. Just waiting for the right time. Now guys, in Q1, I didn't think we were going to have a problem to get out of Q1. I went out fairly early, trying to get in a banker lap, and with all honesty guys, I hoped that this lap would just be enough to get me through the entire part of qualifying. My pace throughout all 3 practice sessions were quite good. I simulated practice 3 actually, but even practice 1 and 2, my pace was quite exceptional, even with that mistake. I think it was in practice 2. So it was quite an interesting way to kick off the weekend, being so strong in practice. But as you guys see, heading to the end of Q1, we are only 12th position, and we were going to have to go out again and unfortunately scrub another set of tires. So I'm waiting till the end of the session to have the maximum amount of grip. I went out again, and at this stage I was a little bit peed off, I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted to get through qualifying with only one set, through quali 1 with only one set of soft tires being used. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work out. And guys, here at Austria, the track is a very, very quick track. There's only a few slow-speed quarters. The rest are all high-speed quarters. And it's very easy to make a mistake here, run wide, miss the apex. So here at Austria, you really have to be on it. The Red Bull Ring can actually take away a lot of time very quickly. We are safely into Q2. You guys can see I'm actually far behind my teammate, just over 2 tenths. So I still have a lot of work to do to catch up to Roman. But we're into Q2, and let's see if we can get this car into Q3. I truly believe that we have the pace to get this car into Q3. But I'm looking now back at Q1. It's not going to be easy because the midfield are really, really close together. So we are going to have to work for it. I sat a little bit happened in the garage before I went out. I just wanted the track to rubber up a little bit more, maybe try my luck and see what I can do on mediums if the soft tire pace is good. But guys, at this stage, yeah, stuff was looking good, and even though quali 1 did not go to plan, I still had a lot of confidence in the car, which I feel for any race weekend is important. If you have confidence in the car, you're most probably going to have a very good run indeed. So as you guys see, I'm halfway through my first lap in Q2, and guys, to be honest, this wasn't the prettiest lap. Sorry, my English today is atrocious. My mouth wants to say something and then my brain is 20 sentences ahead, so yeah, just a thing I struggle with. You guys see, I only get P15. I am dead last at this stage. I have to give it a little bit to the lap there. I didn't have the smoothest lap. I'm not blaming the lap, I'm blaming myself as a driver, but still, there was a lot of time to gain, and I was planning on gaining as much as possible. I really wanted to get this car into Q2 and see what it, into Q3 and see what it can do. Yeah, see, we jump onto basically the second quarter of the lap here in Q2 as we go around the Red Bull Ring. You guys, yeah, a lot of DRS zones actually here at 3 to be completely correct, and this is a very quick track heading now into the very tight and twisty section, but which is also very fast. And you guys can see I mount the curve on the outside a little bit there, and then going into these two left-handers, you really wanted to have the max amount of speed. Bump the car down to 4th gear, go up to 5th gear as to get the drive out of the corner. 5th gear for this next quarter. If you start to miss the apex, go down to 4th, but not recommended. Heading into the final few corners, guys, going as fast as possible. These last 2 quarters, you really have to just go for it, balls to the wall, and just go for it. Final corner, mount the curve, and we're going to cross the line, and we're only going to be in P. Yeah, guys, I'm not even going to be confident. It was P15 still. I don't know what happened in Q2. The pace just disappeared, like completely, and I don't know where it went, but I think my pace went on holiday or something.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, he's most probably right, it's not the end of the world, but still, I expected a lot more, and man. Luckily now we have tire choice, so hopefully that's a blessing in disguise. Let's head to the Austrian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. Points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about O'Connor. That was a solid result in their last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Gasly, Carlos Sainz, and Grosjean, Butler, Perez, Giovinazzi, and Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen, they've taken a grid penalty. Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel, O'Connor, Kvyat, Albon, Lando Norris, and George Russell. Weber and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck.
So guys, on the grid ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. Guys, not much to do here except a simple one stop from soft onto mediums. The whole grid's doing it, so let's keep it that way and let's have a fantastic Austrian Grand Prix. You guys know the drill. Jam with me. Yeah.
Warning! This is a public safety announcement. Rebels are believed to be somewhere in the desert vicinity and are armed. Please stay in your homes until further instructed. We will protect you.
Got a love that keeps on fighting. It keeps on. I got a heart that keeps on trying. It keeps on. We got this plan that keeps evolving. It keeps on. Even when our hope is broken, we keep on. People, there's so much for us to prove. So keep on. There's so much for us to do. 'Cause we can start a revolution. You and me. I said we'll start a revolution. Just you and me. Start a revolution.
Guys, are you ready for the Austrian Grand Prix here at the Red Bull Ring? We head to 5 red lights and it's holding for long. Go, go, go here at the Red Bull Ring. Brilliant start from Charles Leclerc at the front of the pack. It's Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas right behind him in the two Mercedes as they battle away for P2. Charles Leclerc is at this stage leading the Grand Prix, and now it's Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton side by side heading up into T3. You guys have this little kick to the left is T2, then this is T3, hard braking, and Lewis seems to be the braver one on the brakes. Valtteri on the outside, but I think Valtteri's going to have the drive coming out of T3. No, it's actually Lewis having the drive coming out of T3, and now we're heading down to the 4th corner and onto the brakes. Who's the braver one? I think it's Lewis, and yes, Valtteri slots in right behind Lewis. And while all this is happening, Charles Leclerc has built up a small lead, but with the pace these two Mercedes cars have at this stage of the career, guys, I do not think Charles has got the pace to win this Grand Prix, but you never know, we might have a surprise on our hands. So at this stage, it's Charles Leclerc leading the way from Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas as we head to the end of the first lap, going through these magnificent two right-handed corners, the final two quick corners of the Red Bull Ring. And now we'll see if Charles Leclerc has got the pace in that Ferrari to get away from these two Mercedes. But at this stage, it just looks like they are catching up to him. So we'll see what happens later on in the Grand Prix. Guys, we are on my POV for my start, and you guys can see I started right behind Sebastian Vettel, who started this Grand Prix a little bit lower down the field thanks to a penalty. Not the best start of the line, but also not too bad. You guys see I have a look up the inside of the Alfa Romeo, but I decide against it. We have the run out of T1 and we get the run on Vettel and is now side by side. Sorry about that, guys. With the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. Vettel and Verstappen both suffering penalties. We are 3 wide heading into T3 with myself, Antonio Giovinazzi, and one of the Renaults. I think that is Devin Butler, to be quite honest. So now we are battling away. Is that actually Antonio? Is that Kimi Raikkonen? Because I see the second Alpha is just ahead. It might be Kimi, it might be Antonio. I'm not quite sure at this stage, guys. 3 wide again heading into T4, but we get the drive out of the corner, and it was Raikkonen, not Giovinazzi, because Giovinazzi is ahead of us, and now it's us and Ricciardo side by side heading through the very tight section of the track. I wouldn't say very tight, but the tight section of the track. But we make the move stick, and we have gotten ourselves into the points. Come the end of lap 1, we are now P10, but you guys know P10 is not going to cut it at this stage. We need to do a little bit better than P10, and at this stage Daniel Ricciardo is trying to come back at us around the outside of the final 2 corners here at the Red Bull Ring, but to no avail. He is still P11, and now we can chase after Antonio Giovinazzi in the second Alfa Romeo racing car. And Now it's just time to settle into a pace and get stuff going for us so we can get a little bit higher up this grid. And now, guys, you guys can see finally I catch up to the rear end of Antonio Giovinazzi. Oh no, this is actually my teammate Roman Grosjean, guys. Sorry, the cars look identical. This is my teammate Grosjean, who is in a battle with Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez, and even Devin Butler is also in the fight. And Giovinazzi is at the back of this train. So my teammate goes on the outside of Carlos Sainz, heading into T3. Grosjean gets the drive out of the corner, and officially Roman Grosjean has gotten the Haas up into P5. That's a very good position for our team. We need the points, especially Grosjean, because in the constructors against Red Bull, yeah, Grosjean is not holding the fort at this stage. It's just me. I mean, Grosjean is even, I think, behind Sergio Perez in the Drivers' Championship, so there's still a lot of work to do. You guys see here, Perez tries to go for a move on Carlos Sainz now, heading into the end of the second sector of the track, but at this stage, Carlos Sainz just holds Perez behind him, heading into the final two corners, guys, of the track. Perez gets a brilliant drive coming out of the tighter section of the track. I think I'm going to call it the tighter section this entire race, guys. But as you guys see, Perez is up the inside of Carlos Sainz, and he makes the move stick. And now finally he is through on Carlos Sainz, and he's now going to try and chase after my teammate. Guys, at this stage, a bigger enemy than Red Bull for us is Racing Point, because at this stage they are the 5th fastest car, and they are just behind us in Rich Energy Haas Racing, so we really have to keep our wits about us. You guys see, heading into T3, we jump back that previous lap, we dive onto the gearbox of Antonio Giovinazzi, and coming out of T3, we just have the drive and we take the position from Antonio. And now heading into this is the part where my teammate and Perez overtook Sainz, guys, so we just rewinded it a little bit. And now, guys, look at the gutsy Giovinazzi. Look at this. Where did this come from? That's how you know the AI in F1 2019 have been better than in F1 2018. On F1 2018, they never did that. Never ever. So GG's Antonio Giovinazzi. That really caught me by surprise. That's why I didn't really defend, because I didn't expect it. It just happened. So yeah, guys. And guys, what did you know? My words have not even settled, and already the two Mercedes are double teaming on poor Charles Leclerc. And just now, Lewis Hamilton has taken the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix away from Charles Leclerc. And I don't think Bottas it's going to take long for Bottas to actually pass Charles and get this P2 position. Charles is actually putting up a fight, but what is Charles going to be able to do against both the Mercedes cars, with Vettel not being near to even try and help him? It is now every man for himself at this stage. But guys, remember, it's not Hamilton and Charles Leclerc in the championship battle, it's Vettel and Bottas. So if Bottas can actually get past Leclerc, he's going to get a big chunk of points on Vettel. So I think it's very important actually for Valtteri's sake to get past here, but I just hope he wins. I don't want Hamilton to win. So come on, Bottas, let's get past the clear and let's go chase after your teammate. You guys can see heading on. I did not see what lap this is, guys. I'm not even sure what lap it is, but it's still the beginning of the Grand Prix. I think it's about lap 6, 7, round about there. And now you guys can see Valtteri is going to go for the move on Charles Leclerc, heading up into T3. And now, oh, Leclerc actually has a little bit of a violent swerve to the left-hand side of the track, blocking off Valtteri. But I think Valtteri might have him now heading into T4. He can't keep this up forever, and you guys know if he keeps going, driving aggressive as that, he will eventually get a penalty. But at this stage, Leclerc is defending brilliantly from, I almost said Magnussen. Magnussen is even in this championship, from Bottas. And now, guys, you guys can see I've once again caught up to the back of this group. I stayed with Giovinazzi, and now we're going on the outside of Giovinazzi, and maybe even trying to go for a move on Butler and Carlos Sainz. We've gained Butler. Oh, but they pushed me out onto the sausage curb. Butler went for the move of the inside of Sainz. We went 3 wide through that corner, and now we have to go for a move on Butler again, but that was very uncomfortable to say the least. We are alongside Devin Butler, our rival from our F2 starting point of the career, but we go around the outside of Devin Butler, and that is now officially P8, and now we're chasing after Carlos Sainz. Oh boy, I cannot believe actually that I went around the outside of Devin Butler. That's one of the hardest corners to overtake, even on the inside, and I went around the outside. So pat myself on the back. Yeah, baby. Guys, and finally, there is nothing Charles Leclerc can do about it. Valtteri Bottas takes P2, but with these two fighting for 3-4 laps, Lewis has now built up a lead that's a little bit more than a second, so it's going to be hard for Valtteri to get out of the DRS of Charles Leclerc and actually try and catch his teammate. So we'll see if Valtteri can do something, but I don't think Charles is going to give up on this just yet. Charles Leclerc is definitely going to push as hard as he can to try and get the win away from the Mercedes, guys. But guys, like I said, the Mercedes car at this stage is so powerful. It's on the verge of becoming overpowered. I just hope that Ferrari and Red Bull can do something to catch them come the end of the season. Otherwise, this is going to be a Mercedes slaughterhouse. So far, Ferrari have been doing actually very good to stay with Mercedes after the 1.05 patch. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do before we're going to catch the Mercedes guys officially. That is our plan for next season. This season, we just have to finish. I think a good goal would be to stay ahead of Red Bull. That's what the team expects of me, at least. So we'll see if we can catch Red Bull, guys. But at this stage, we can't think about that. We are busy battling away with McLaren Racing Point with this Grand Prix. We go around the outside for the second time out of T4, and we are up ahead of Carlos Sainz. Once again, a beautiful move around the outside. That was my move of the weekend, guys. Like twice, you gotta give it to me. You gotta give it to me. I aced that. I aced that, and now we are heading after. Okay, no, we're not heading after the Racing Point car of Sergio Perez because Carlos is trying to come back at me, heading into the final two corners. And and he's got me. Damn it. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to overtake Carlos again. Oh man, guys, he actually got away from me a little bit there. I overheated my tires at that stage. We are now on lap 11, and now he is on the back of Perez, and I am on the back of him. So maybe, just maybe, we're going to make a double move stick here. Let's head into the corner. Whoa, we go for a major dive up the inside of both of them. There's a little bit of contact with Perez. We push Sainz out wide, just like actually Sainz did to me when we went over that sausage curb. So actually, it's a little bit of payback. But I have to say that was a little bit violent from my side. Guys, I just wanted to get past these two guys because even though I dropped back, before I dropped back, they were actually holding me up, and I felt I had the pace to catch my teammate who was running for P5 in this race. Now that Vettel and Verstappen are so far down the grid, I don't know what Vettel and Verstappen were doing, but they just didn't seem to have pace in this first stint. Like literally, they didn't have pace. They didn't catch us. I actually extended the gap over Vettel and Verstappen, and they were also caught up in their own battles. So yeah, but guys, this was a beautiful move. I have to say, I think Perez turned in a little bit too early. And that he hit me a little bit intentionally there. But as you guys see, Sergio broke off the right front end plate off his front wing. So Perez is going to have a little bit of lack of downforce for the rest of this stint. And yeah, I feel I was justified to go for the move there. I did get a warning for a collision, but I think Perez just turned in a little bit on me there. He saw I was there. It's not that I am invisible or something. I mean, this car is black. You can't really miss it. And it's not a night race, so there's no excuse. And yeah, black and gold. I forgot the gold, man. Guys, this is my teammate. He is the first car out of the entire grid to pit. Guys, one thing that I have realized about the Haas car this entire season, the Haas is extremely harsh on its tires. And you guys see, oh, I have a little bit of a tank slapper going wheel to wheel, actually with Sergio Perez heading to the final corner. I was the second car to pit, and I was at this stage just praying that my medium tires were going to hold me to the end of the Grand Prix, because it was a little bit of a gamble to go to mediums. My teammate actually opted for the hard compound tires, which I think for a stage was actually a good idea. But also come the end of the Grand Prix, yes, come the end of the Grand Prix, smart. For now, not good, because the hard tires here around Austria do not have good pace. The hard tires actually most of the time around the circus don't have good pace. If they don't go like literally 3/4 of the race, it's not really a good idea to go on to them because they're just that slow. So yeah, I mean the coming rounds, this one, Silverstone and Hockenheim, don't go for the hard tires. They are not good tires. Just don't go for them. So yeah, guys, we're actually now in the fight with the leaders. This is actually jumping back to Sebastian Vettel, who at this stage was still nowhere in this Grand Prix with Max Verstappen. But this is Vettel coming into the pit lane. Hopefully he's got a better second stint than a first stint. Also going on to the mediums. So back to my story, guys. Now actually that my teammate Grosjean has opted for the hard compound tires, even though I needed my tires to last till the end, I destroyed them because I wanted to catch Grosjean before his tires started coming into effect and mine started falling off. And as I was on these tires for say about 5-6 laps, I realized the wear on them were not as bad as I thought they were going to be. The softs were just so bad. Like there's not even a way to explain it. It was just very bad. And it was clear that we needed to get on a few tire wear upgrades on this Haas car. But in any case, guys, this is the leader, Lewis Hamilton, coming into the pit lane. And there's Charles Leclerc, who holds up Hamilton coming into the pit lane. So this is going to open up the door to Valtteri Bottas to see if he can get any attack launched on his teammate. Guys, finally, Vettel has scored up to the rear end of me. And guys, there was no point in me really fighting Vettel. He's in the faster car. He's trying to get back to the front of the pack. So it would have been stupid of me to try and battle away with him. I would have lost time. He would have lost time. We both would have destroyed our tires. And at this stage, I couldn't afford to destroy my tires. So it was just a smarter choice to let Vettel go. But now, guys, we jump onto the battle of the two Mercedes boys. And as you guys see, Valtteri did jump Lewis in the pit strategies. And now it is Lewis v Bottas for the race lead here in Austria. Lewis goes up the inside of T3. But Valtteri is going to have the drive coming out of the corner because he's on the outside. Heading down the hill into the tight sector of the track. And now Valtteri is on the outside. But Lewis just has the overspeed on him, and now Lewis is back into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Come on, Valtteri! Come on, you can do this, man. You can do this, guys. Heading on to the end, I think this is lap 18, and as you guys can see, it's actually Lewis Hamilton leading the way. He has built a gap a little bit to Valtteri Bottas, who is still in second place. It's Mercedes dominance at this stage. There's nothing the Ferrari can do, there's nothing Red Bull can do, there's nothing nobody can do. Mercedes are dominating. Charles Leclerc is still fighting for P3 with Pierre Gasly P4. My teammate Romain Grosjean is in P5. Sebastian Vettel P6. Myself actually is in P7. With Carlos Sainz in P8. I think at this stage it is Carlos. It can't be Lando. It has to be Carlos. Yes, it is Carlos Sainz in P8. P9 at this stage is brought up by an Alfa Romeo actually, and I think that is Giovinazzi, or is that Raikkonen? No, it's Raikkonen. And in 10th place it is Sergio Perez, who is actually still in the fight for the points. Oh no, it's not Perez. That's Lucas Weber, guys. So Perez is not in the fight, thanks to a front wing change, and yeah, that is semi my fault. But in any case, we don't care about Perez at this stage, guys. This is Max Verstappen finally starting to make his way through the field, as you guys see there. And now, guys, at this stage, this is Sebastian Vettel, who has caught up to the gearbox of my teammate, and now Vettel is going to try and mount a move. I think Grosjean actually tried to defend here. I understand it's for race position, but yeah, it wasn't the smartest thing to do. The Ferrari is just so much faster than we are. It's stupid to do that. And guys, the two Mercedes cars are actually battling once again. And I think Valtteri wants this win more than Lewis realizes. So Valtteri has now taken the lead back of the Austrian Grand Prix. And this, guys, I think this was around about lap 18, lap 19, around there. So we're nearly to lap 20. And now Lewis is in P2. And oh, guys, that smoke. There's smoke coming from Lewis Hamilton's car. Oh my word. He holds up Charles Leclerc. Guys, Lewis Hamilton's race is over. The car is smoking away. The engine is kaput. Lewis Hamilton will take no further part in this Austrian Grand Prix. Oh my word. Terrible news for Mercedes. Terrible news for Lewis Hamilton, who's trying to get back into this championship. Oh man. Okay, guys, so Lewis is out of the Grand Prix. It is now basically an open buffet for Valtteri Bottas. He can just sit back, relax, and take it all in. And now he is just going to do everything he can just to get to win. Oh man, that's actually very sad for Lewis, but what can you do? What can you do? Guys, and now also I finally caught up to my teammate. We are now battling for P5. And guys, at this stage, you guys saw just before I went to our two cars, Max Verstappen passed Carlos Sainz. So this at this stage it's a battle for P5, and yeah, I didn't catch Grosjean quick enough. So now my tires are starting to fall off. His tires are starting to actually to get into their peak, and yeah. Now we are battling away, and every lap Max Verstappen is taking out about half a second, 6 tenths, 7 tenths a lap. on us. So the battling was not doing us good, but I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. I haven't really battled with Grosjean yet this championship, guys, and to battle a bit with my teammate, same car, different tyre strategy, but the same car, it was actually quite fun. And as you guys see, Grosjean is relentless, and at this stage Max Verstappen has caught up to us. Yippee. Okay guys, it's officially a 3-car battle for P5 heading to the final part of this Austrian Grand Prix. Is it going to be me? Is it going to be Roman? Is it going to be Max? We'll see. Guys, heading on, I think this is lap, what's that, 31? It is lap 31. And now Max Verstappen is trying to mount a move on my teammate. You guys can see I have actually pulled a little bit of a gap on them. And now, actually right behind us, a Racing Point and the McLaren is also catching up to us because the three of us were battling non-stop. As you guys see, Max gets passed by teammate, and now he's caught up to me by come the end of lap 32. And I was not going to give this up. It's the final few laps of the race. If it was now, like say lap 12, guys, I would have let him pass because he isn't the faster car, but this is for points with only a few laps to go. I can't just let Max go. I open up the door for my teammate once again to make him pass Max. We've got the superior engine in a straight line, but when it comes to the chassis and the aero, the Red Bull has, yeah, he's got us. But I'm not gonna lie, guys, I actually worked a little bit with Grosjean to try and keep him in my slipstream, try and block off Verstappen when Verstappen passed him to let Grosjean pass him again. I really wanted P5 and P6 for the Haas team, but Max was not making it an easy job. I'm not gonna lie about that. You guys can see now, even Sergio Perez has scored back up to the rear of us, and it is now a 4-car battle for P5. Even though I've got a little bit of a lead on them, it's not big. If I make one simple mistake, they are back onto me. And now you guys saw it's lap 34 of 36. There's just 2.5 laps to go, and my teammate and Verstappen are battling away as if they're never going to battle again. Things are popping off here for the final 2 laps here in Austria. We start lap 35, and now my teammate is right up the rear end of Verstappen, but Perez is also hounding them from behind. He is like the vulture here, trying to steal the last bit of meat, which is the point still remaining. You guys can see he's swerving left and right to try and get past us. He has a brilliant run with that extremely strong Mercedes motor in the back of that Force India Racing Point. He's going around the outside. He has made the move stick on Max, and yes, he's made the move stick on Grosjean. Well done, Sergio Perez. Guys, come the end of lap 36, it's going to be a dominant performance from Mercedes. Valtteri Bottas has won the Austrian Grand Prix in dominant fashion. After Lewis DNF'd, guys, there was no catching Bottas. He takes the win. Charles Leclerc comes home in P2, and P3 is going to be Pierre Gasly. GG's Pierre. Vettel did not do enough to catch Pierre. If Vettel got going a bit early in the race, he would have caught the Red Bull, but Pierre Gasly takes P3 for Red Bull at their home Grand Prix. So well done to Red Bull. You guys can see I've pulled out a lead, and it is actually going to be Sergio Perez stealing, not just stealing the final few points from us, but he didn't catch me. I went for I tried a fastest lap on the final lap, guys. Didn't have the car for it, but we do it, and we are going to cross the line, and we are going to take P5 here in Austria. What a race! That was loads of fun.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions, and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
So let's review the updated drivers' standings. Valtteri Bottas passes his rival to take over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant? It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Alfa Romeo, whose good result moves them further up the championship. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. How do you think Devon will react to having not been able to finish today's race? That was a good race for Lucas. Are you pleased to see him doing well? Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today? It was more like dodgems than Formula One today, wasn't it? Great. Well, that's everything.
Guys, what an Austria Grand Prix. The first time me and Grosjean have fought properly. A P5 and a P7 for Rich Energy Horse Racing. That's good for the constructors. In the pursuit to catch Red Bull, not good, but in the pursuit for the team itself, not a bad weekend at all. I enjoyed every second of this race. Even the double move on Carlos Sainz and Perez, even though it was a bit aggressive, still a good move, and still just an excellent Grand Prix, guys. Austria always is a circuit I never look forward to when I go from France, because France is such an excellent track to drive. But as soon as I get here and the race starts, I'm just in the mood, and Austria just always provides. But guys, all the talk is done. Thank you for tuning in for just another episode here on Super Fox Races, guys. That has been the episode. Please leave a like, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to ding the bell so you never miss a future episode and have all your sim racing needs met. Guys, I'll see y'all for the next video when we head to Silverstone. Cheers!
Hands up in the air for the